So I'm going to read Natsuki's question here, and let's get into it, Michelle. All right. You ready?
All right.
Okay. So he says, about a year has passed since one of my colleagues recommended me All Ears English, and I've listened to this awesome podcast on my way to work as well as at home. It helps me a lot to improve my listening skills and expand my vocabulary. Thank you very much. All right, Natsuki.
Aww.
Thanks for listening. Here's the question. I have a question about the phrase Catch-22. When I talked about my worries at the workplace with my American friend, she said, it's kind of a Catch-22, isn't it? According to a dictionary, Catch-22 means a dilemma or a contradictory situation. Do you often use this phrase? I would like to know about other expressions for a contradictory situation, and I deeply appreciate your help, Natsuki from Japan. Awesome.
Okay, I love this one. This one got me all excited because it's a really good phrase and there's just so much to it.
Well, this is what it's all about, right? For our listeners, it's not about the boring words that we find in the dictionary. It's about it's about the exciting words. Obviously, Natsuki found this in the dictionary. It is in the dictionary. What I'm trying to say is it's not about the words we learned in school. It's about next level phrases that we can use to really articulate a feeling like this today.
Yeah, and this directly shows you how much American culture is in the language, right? So it's just so interesting, like how culture and language are so tied in together.
Hugely. Yeah. So let's get into it then. And let's attack this here, Michelle. What do you think?
We're attacking it. Okay. Okay, so we have a couple definitions, because it can be a little bit hard to explain. We're going to get into it. So the first definition is a situation. This is from the online Cambridge Dictionary, I believe. A situation where there are only two possibilities and you cannot do either because each depends on having done the first.
Yes. Ooh. Perfect. Oh.
And the other one, when I just put it into Google, well, what is that one, Lindsay?
Well, Google said a dilemma or difficult circumstance from which there is no escape because of mutually conflicting or dependent conditions. And that's basically saying the same thing that the first definition said, right? You cannot do either because each depends on having done the other first. So, but that's the key to this concept. And we're going to give some examples here, but it's one situation where it puts you in a tight place because you can't do either thing because you need one or the other first. So
yeah. Is that I always wonder when I put it into Google, is that just a Google dictionary? I never know.
I'm not sure. Good question.
I don't know, but
Google knows everything.
Google does everything, right? So, okay. Well, anyway. Okay. So, Lindsay, do you have any examples of this?
Oh my gosh. Well, I have a friend of mine who's running a restaurant, building a restaurant, and he and I, we have beers like every week, and we talk about our businesses, about our work and our dreams in business things that we're trying to put out in the world, right? For example, for me, for us here, it's All Ears English, right, Michelle? And for my friend, he's building a restaurant. But, when we first started All Ears English over the last 5 years or so, I feel like we've been in a Catch-22 pretty much the whole time. Because the idea is, when you're a new business, a new podcast, you don't have enough resources to go big, right? To get big fast, but you can't get big without having those resources. So like you're stuck, right? You're stuck in the middle. You need the resources, to get big, but you have to be big to get the resources. So okay. So if that articulates that catch right there. So eventually you have to find a way out of that. And I think now we're starting to find our way out of that, moving into the next stage of life for All Ears English. And my friend Guy too, it's the same way. He needs to hire better staff so that he can bring in more revenue for his restaurant. But he doesn't have the money to hire the better staff. So because he doesn't have the staff, right? So he's stuck in that place too.
Right. And yeah, what do you do in that situation? Because it's like, do you just try and, take out loans? Do you try, because you can either start small or you can take out loans and try and, really push it to the next level. Like, what do you think, Lindsay, as a business owner?
I mean, I think you need to find a unique angle on your topic. And I think at All Ears English, we've done that. We've found a unique, way of speaking to our listeners here, a unique way of teaching English, but other people, the way they deal with that is they get venture capital, right? Maybe they get a loan, but you have to do something, right? You have to be very resourceful to find those resources so that you can then get out of that Catch-22. But yeah, I think every business faces this Catch-22.